What's going on, guys? It's Emmanuel, your local realtor here in the Metro, in the Twin Cities in Minnesota. Today, I'm going to be talking about one of the best ways to get into real estate and investing today, and that is house hacking. If you've been thinking about getting into real estate and you're just not sure how to go about it, stay locked in. This might change your life. All right, so what is house hacking? House hacking is when you buy a property. It can be a single family home, but most likely it's going to be a home with multiple units. So a duplex, triplex, or again, a single family, but with extra bedrooms. You would live in one part while renting out the other. The rent from your tenants will help cover or heavily reduce your monthly mortgage payment. For example, if your overall mortgage is $2,500 and you can charge the tenant, let's say $2,000, that leaves only $500 left to pay on the mortgage. So this allows you to own real estate, own the land, while paying little to nothing to be in it. Essentially letting you live for cheap or even rent-free, while at the same time building equity. So the best way I can explain this is through my story. So I'm an investor in real estate as well, and I started out with house hacking. So I had a super nice job. This is when I was corporate, and I leveraged that job to get into my first duplex. And I really learned about this whole process on the fly. And since I was a realtor, I was able to represent myself on the deal. So this is me coming from the experience of me doing it myself, meaning I can guarantee you that you can do it as well. Instantly, before I even moved into the property, I was able to get a tenant under contract. So if you're worried about not getting tenants, don't worry. No te preocupes. Getting tenants is probably the easiest part about getting into home ownership, because everybody and their mama loves to rent. Everybody wants the flexibility and to be able to not own something but partially rent. People love to rent. It's almost like people are allergic to owning, which is a perfect opportunity for you to dive into owning real estate, investing in real estate, so you can take advantage of this. Well, okay, if everybody loves to rent, then how about I own something and then charge them for rent? The perfect situation. So I lived in one of the units and then I rented out the other unit. I charged my tenant a little over half of what the total mortgage payment was, leaving me with very little to pay. I think I ended up paying like $500 a month, and I own the place. So essentially my tenant was paying for most of my mortgage, and I'm just living in there for $500 a month. It's clutch. It's ideal. It's such a great position. That allowed me to own the entire property, but I'm living in it for cheap. And not only do I own it, I'm building equity as time goes on. So as my tenant continues to bring in most of the mortgage payment, I'm building equity through the total payments that I'm making per month. I will tell you though, I'm gonna keep it $150. It was not all sunshine and rainbows. Sometimes you might have tenants that don't pay on time, and so now you're turning into that guy and you gotta try and get that money. Sometimes tenants might damage the home, and now you got to call them out and make sure that they take care of that. Sometimes you might have a criminal or something making drugs in your crib, and now you got to deal with that. So it is very important to do background checks on the people that are going to live on the property. And I made that mistake and I paid for it. They say don't do business with friends and family. I did not listen to that, and I paid for that. I learned that the hard way. And let me share about that. So I ended up renting out one of the units to my friend because he was my bro. He was my brother. He was my friend. I'm like, you know what, brother? I got you. Don't worry about renting to these other places. I got you. All right. Little did I know that was a bad decision. And, he's still cool. Like, that's still my brother. But I just know I can't trust him to do business with me. That's all. And so all that to say is investing in real estate is a risk, but it's still, depending on your situation, the better thing to do. The better position on the chessboard is to be in ownership of something and then having people depend on you for their state of living. And so they're paying you based on that dependability. So just know when you're on the start of your journey, keep it business, keep it casual, make sure people are paying up front, make sure people are taking care of the property that you own, and shit, you should be good. So that process wasn't always easy, but it was definitely 100% worth it. That first deal and me taking the initiative to invest in real estate taught me a lot about critical thinking, discipline, and long-term thinking too, like long-term gratification. And also over time, your property value appreciates. So you buy the home at a certain price, but every year that home will be adding value on top of itself. And that's why it's also a smart decision to work with a realtor, because they know which neighborhoods, which locations will appreciate greatly over time. It's about owning and building. That's it. Now I want to dive into which one is better, renting or buying. I would say it just depends. If you're looking for flexibility and you're not looking to be tied down to a home, then of course the best thing for you to do is to find an apartment complex that suits those needs, that has everything you need with the flexibility. But if you're looking to get into ownership and you're looking to start building a portfolio, building wealth, starting to just get into that mentality, the long-term gratification mentality, then this is the ideal spot for you. And even if you want to rent, and even if you want to be flexible, you could always own real estate and then hire management companies to take care of the property for you. The problem with renting is that all the money that you're working for is going straight to your landlord. So you don't get anything in return for renting. All the money that you owe is going straight into your landlord's pocket, rather than if you owned, a portion of those payments are going to be going back into your pocket. Of course, based on if you get a 20-year or a 30-year, you're going to be paying interest, but you'll actually be getting some of that principal back into your pocket, which is awesome. And that's what equity is. So you're building equity as you own the property and you're making payments on it. That's the beautiful thing about owning. You could do whatever you want. You could do remodeling, different things like that. Essentially, it is yours. You own the home, you own the land, you own the air rights above the home. You know, it just hits different when you buy a crib and then you're coming to your crib that you own. It hits different. Let's be honest, it definitely hits different. That's kind of some of the differences between renting and owning. You paid money up front to own the property, and now that money is working for you. And in another video, I'm going to talk about how you can get into a home for low to no cost. I did this as well on my first deal, but I think that'll be a separate video. If you're watching this and you're thinking, yo, Emmanuel, I'm thinking about real estate investing now, I would love to make this happen for you. Not only do I help people buy and sell real estate, but I help people get into real estate investing so they can start to kind of change their mentality about ownership and business. I'm super eager to help people get into real estate investing the way that I got into it: house hacking, flips, wholesaling, a bunch of different variations of real estate investing I can help you get into. I have a serving heart and I'm ready to get you into your new crib. I'm ready to get you into ownership. Because I've done it, it makes me feel good that I can get other people in that same boat. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you got value from this video, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. If you've got any questions about real estate investing, go to my Instagram and DM me at Emmanuel.Blackshear_. I just want to make sure that I'm giving value and I'm educating you guys on how to step into real estate like I did. And when you get that knowledge, it's almost like you can't go back. Nothing is wrong with taking risks. Take it and see where it takes you. Yes, you could fail, but you could also come up big. Until next time, stay focused, stay faithful, and let's make some money moves.